Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of DeAndre Dobbs the Show. DDTS episode 703. Back with another video. Happy Thursday, everyone. I think I'm assuming that today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope everybody is doing good. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Today is January the 7th, 2026, and I'm back with another video. This video I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to do that. But I said this morning I'm going to talk about it today. I've been posting all this week. I think I posted Monday, I posted Tuesday, I posted yesterday, and I'm posting today. And I'm gonna get out as much content as I can. So thank y'all for joining me. Who has been rocking with me since day one. So today's episode is gonna be kind of an emotional episode. But I think this episode of DDTS is going to be like a justice episode as well. And I think today's episode is going to be a karma episode as well. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to go ahead and get into it. And you are listening to and you are watching DDTS episode 703. Okay, so here we go. So I've been seeing this for a couple of days now, for about 1 or 2, maybe 3 days. And I just wanted to elaborate on this topic. And I just wanted to talk about this topic. This topic right here, it was very heartbreaking because when it first happened, I think I was 17 years old when this topic happened. I was 17 years old when this incident happened. I was in 10th grade when this incident happened. It was in 2012. I know a lot of people have not forgotten what happened to this child. And I'm talking about Travon Martin. The reason I'm doing this video, not only to pay tribute and to remember the legacy and the memory of Travon Martin, but I also want to put some karma into what the defendant, George Zimmerman, is going through. For those of you that don't know, Travon Martin was unalived at the age of 17 in 2012. And that was truly heartbreaking. When that incident happened, it was so much going on. Like, that incident was talked about for months and months and months, and almost years and years and years. Travon Martin, he was unalived in 2012. George Zimmerman, he was found not guilty in 2013, which I think is a bunch of BS. Which I think is crazy, considering the fact that he did the unaliving, and that he took a child away from their parents, that he took someone that truly cared about him. A fact that he put a family through so much stress, so much heartbreaking, and so much pain. He's found not guilty. And this is what I say when the system is full of mess. And the system wants to protect who they want to protect. When it comes to black and brown peoples of the black community, or whenever, whose are minorities, we're not treated fairly. We're not treated fairly. We're not treated equally. We are treated like we basically don't even matter, but in reality, we do matter. We matter just as much as everybody else matter. Peoples want to scream equality. Peoples want to scream equal opportunity. Okay, you say we are equal. We need to be equal. Well, I feel like this. If a black person gets shot, may the system be fair to the black community than these other communities. Because if you know the history when it comes to black American, black peoples of our community getting on the live. If you know, you know. I'm just going to put it in that aspect. So now I'm finna really get into the main part of this topic. And a lot of you may not remember about the Travon Martin incident. I think of that every single day, every single year, every single time of my life when I see that name. Yes, indeed. And it's something that we must, something that we must, keep alive, keep his memory here, and make sure that he and his family continues to get the justice that they deserve. So, on February the 26th, 2012, in Sanford, Florida, George Zimmerman, he fatally shot Travon Martin, a 17-year-old African-American boy. He unalived Travon Martin on February 26, 2012. Yes. So Zimmerman, who was 28 at the time, a multiracial man who identifies as Hispanic, which, oh my goodness, I just learned something else, who identifies as Hispanic, was a neighborhood watch coordinator for the gated community where Martin was visiting relatives at the time of the shooting. Zimmerman became suspicious of Martin and called the police. During the altercation, Zimmerman shot and unalived Martin with the pistol. In a widely reported trial, Zimmerman was charged with second-degree murder for Martin's death. He was later acquitted by a jury after saying he acted in self-defense. Martin was unarmed during the encounter. Incident was reviewed by the Department of Justice for potential civil rights violations, but no additional charges was filed. So wow. That's something to think about as well. That's something to think about. And that is something that I didn't know. I really did not know that. But on the evening of February 26, 2012, Zimmerman observed Martin as he returned to the Twin Lakes housing community after having walking to nearby convenience store At the time, Zizerman was driving through the neighborhood on a personal errand. And at approximately 7:09 p.m., Zizerman called the Sanford Police non-emergency number to report a suspicious person in the Twin Lakes community. Zizerman said, "We've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and they're a real suspicious guy." Um, I really feel, because I feel like I can't read no more, because the more I read, the more angry I get. So I just learned something. So he identified as Hispanic, and he was a multiracial person, a 28-year-old, looking like he was 48 or 58. I'm 30 years old and I look nothing like that. And I really feel like this. He should have got the death penalty. He should have got the death penalty. They should have gave him the electric chair, if we being honest. And it says, when Zederman fatally shooting Martin 70 yards from the rear door of the townhouse where Martin was staying. And I'm going to say this. The reason why we are here and the reason I'm making this video is to give y'all an update on this situation with George Zizerman. And I call this karma. And it says right here, George Zizerman is reportedly without employment. He's homeless, suffering from mentally and finding it challenging to find peace after shooting 17-year-old Travon Martin in 2012 and being found not guilty in 2013. Well, I'm going to say this. That's called karma. That's called karma. That's called you brought that on yourself. That's called we don't give a damn. That's called that's just your desserts. That's called that's your problem, not ours. That's called Travon Martin is basically riding you and getting you for wrongfully unaliving him. And that's the family saying, we getting our justice. With you suffering, our justice is just beginning for the passing and the unaliving of our family member, Travon Martin. That's what I feel like his family is saying. If his family, if his mama and his daddy or whoever is seeing this, they're probably saying, that's our justice. That's his karma for taking away someone that was very important in our lives. He didn't even get to experience life. He didn't get to do a lot of things, and he didn't get to see a lot of things that he deserved to see. So I'm basically going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because talking about, discussing stuff like this, don't get me wrong, I love talking about this type of stuff. Like, I love giving updates. I love being a content creator, keeping y'all up to date. But this really broke my heart when this happened. And for years, being in school, when this incident happened, people was talking about that. And I believe that's when the first Black Lives Matter movement was just beginning. I don't know, was it with Travon Martin or the guy that was selling CDs outside the store, the black guy, and he was unalived. And then after that, it was the Aubrey dude. And then after that, it was George Floyd, which is something that we still to this very day basically say that's what made the Black Lives Matter movement was the George Floyd. But I believe it began with Travon Martin. And for the George Zimmerman, God ain't finished with you yet. Your karma's still coming. But that's karma. And it's not harsh being honest, telling the truth. Did Travon Martin deserve to die? No, he didn't. Did George Zimmerman deserve to be found guilty? Not guilty? No, he did not. He still deserves to be punished for what he's done. And that's just my opinion. Again, the system protects who they want to protect. The system protects who they want to protect. The system helps who they want to help. The system sides with who they want to side with. And that's how I see the situation, in my opinion. I feel like it's one-sided when you think about it, but that's just me. But I'm going to say it's just desserts and it's karma. It's karma's at its best. So do you guys think that this is what happened to George Zimmerman? Is his karma? What do you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe and put it in the comments. Do you guys remember when you heard about the Travon Martin situation? What did you guys think about it? And how do you feel about what's been said about George Zimmerman facing mental challenges and he's not able to find peace? I feel like this. I don't feel bad for anybody like that because Travon Martin, he didn't get the peace that he deserved when he was unalived. So that's just how I see it. So that's gonna be the end of my video, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video as soon as possible. Thank y'all for joining me. I really want to say thank y'all, and I will be back with another video as soon as possible. I really want to say I love y'all and thank you, and see y'all on the next time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.